Welcome back to digital class, and now we're looking at PSLE last minute revision set number I. So let's look at the first question from Nanhua paper 1 question 30. So here the question says that Roy and Jaya finished eating a jar of cookies over 2 days. So there are 2 days, so there's first day and there's second day. And I have this first Roy and second person Jaya. Now, on the first day, Roy ate 3 more cookies than Jaya. So if I were to draw a model, so it looks like this. 3 more than Jaya. Okay, so and then I know this and this will be the same amount. Okay, 3. And on the second day, Roy ate 12 cookies and Jaya ate 8 cookies. So this is 12, this is 8. So if I were to find out what is the total will be probably like this. 15, 8. Does it make sense? Basically, 1 unit plus 3 plus 12 is the same 1 unit here, plus 3 plus 12, 15. 1 unit plus 8, 1 unit plus 8. So that will be the idea here, okay? Now, and the questions continue to say that Jaya ate 2 out of 5 of the total number of cookies. How many cookies did Roy eat? Now, ate 2 out of 5 means that Jaya actually have 2 units. Total have 5 units. Means that Roy actually have 3 units. Okay? This basically tells you that Roy here actually is 3 units. Jaya again is 2 units. So this part is 2 units. So 3 minus 2 unit is what? 1 unit. If this blue color part plus 15 minus this, so blue, it will disappear. 15 minus 8 will be equal to 3. 7. Okay, this is a very careless mistake, yeah? Okay, 7. And they're asking for Roy, right? Roy is actually 3 units. So if 1 unit is 7, 3 unit will be equivalent to 21. And yes, you are done for this question. Okay, so basically that's the whole idea of like you need to understand the unit and the unit part. Okay, so I think slightly interesting, but let's move on this to the next question. Next part from Nanyang paper 1 question 25. So here says that Dan packed 840 books into 2 crates and 3 boxes. The number of books he packed into each crate was twice as many the number of books he packed into the box. So it means that if 1 box is 1 unit, 3 boxes will be 3 units, correct? But in this case, 2 crates, it will be twice. So it means that this will be actually 4 units. Okay, because times 2, right? Times 2. Now, and I know that this 4 unit plus 3 unit is actually 7 unit, and this 7 unit is actually equal to this 840 books. Okay, how about 1 unit? 1 unit will be equal to 840 divided by 7, which is equal to 120. Now, what is the question asking? How many books did he pack into each box? Now, each box is 1 unit, because 3 boxes is 3 units, so 1 box means 1 unit, and 1 unit is 120. So the answer is 120. Okay, so we are done for this question. And of course, if the question now asks how many books did he pack into each crate, then you will need to find out 2 units is equal to 1. Okay. Yes, let's move on to the next question. Nothing tricky for this part, I think. Okay. So the next question will be from Nanhua paper 2, question 10. Okay, again about coins again. So Tracy had 5 more 50-cent coins than 20-cent coins. Okay, so let's try to draw out the model first. I have 50-cent coin and 20-cent coin. Okay, so and we are now talking about the number of coins, right? So I have 5 more. So it means that if I were to draw a number, I will have 5 more here than here. And again, I know that this and this will be the same. Okay. Now, what happened is this has happened before. And here says what? After she used 8 50-cent coin. Means that now I need to take out 8 from here. So after, the number now will be like a bit weird. You see, I use 8, but here 5. I need 3 more to take away, right? So what I can do is I can try to cut here. I cut here, as I say 3 more. Okay, if I cut here, I need to cut here. Okay, and this part will be taken away. So let me just, maybe I put U here instead. Just put U here. Oh, why am I putting here U? Here's supposed to be 3. Okay, so let me just draw here. Then this part will be removed away. So what I left is actually just U. And what 20 cent here left is still U3. Okay, U3. So again, this part has been taken away. Why am I cutting here 3? Here 3? Because here taken 8, right? So I cut this part. But don't forget that this is the initial unit looks like. Okay. Now let's look at the next part. The value of the 50-cent coins is $6.30 more than the value of the 20-cent coin. Okay, so now this is the number of, again, my value here is 0.5. Here is 0.2. Why? Because it's 50 cents, right? And the amount here will be 0.5 unit. The amount here I have is 0.2 unit plus 0.2 times 3, which is 0.6. And again, the question says what? The value of 50-cent coin, which is this part, now is $6.30 more than the value of 20-cent coin. Means that this is $6.30 more than this. If we would like to understand this, we can say, again, this is $6.30 more than this. So if I want to make it equal, means that here I need to plus $6.30. Okay. Then of course I will solve this. Find out 1 unit is equal to what? So 0.5 unit, 0.2 unit. If I move there, will become minus, which is 0.3 unit. 0.6 plus 630, there will be 6.90 or 6.9. And 1 unit will be equal to 23. And now the question now asks, how many coins did she have at first? And the number of coins basically is the whole thing here and the whole thing here. Okay, so there will be 23, which is 1 unit, plus 3, plus 5, then plus again 1 unit, 23, plus 3. And the number of coins she have at first is 57. Okay, so that is how we solve this question. So you can kind of consider this as a before and after concept, but which it includes the number and value concept also. Okay. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Our next question will from Nanyang paper 2, question 11. Okay, this will not be a very difficult question. Now, tank G and tank H are rectangular containers. Tank H measure 40, 30, 15. And tank H is 5 out of 8 full of water. What is the volume of water in tank H? So very simple, if I want to find the volume of water, I need to actually use a fraction, 5 out of 8, multiplied by the length, the width, and the height. And you just put this in calculator, you should get 11250. 11250. And you can write here cm cube. And of course, if you want to write ml, so I think that's good. Okay. Next part. This is the part where the question becomes slightly tricky. Okay, this part is 3 marks question. Okay, 3 marks question. Here, see the tank G is 3 out of 5 full of water. After all the water from tank H is poured into tank G, tank G is then 7 out of 10 full of water. Now, let's look at this question first before we move on. At first, it's 3 out of 5. After adding in the water, becomes 7 out of 10. Means that there's an increase, right? So let's try to find out what is the increase in terms of the fraction, okay? 7 out of 10. This is after, right? Minus before, 3 out of 5. So of course, if you want to minus, we must make sure the denominator are the same. So times 2, times 2. So I know it's 7 out of 10 minus 6 out of 10. Okay? Means that there's an increase of 1 out of 10 of the capacity or the volume. And I know that this increase is because there's water adding in from tank H. Okay? Then what is the volume of water that's added in? Which is what we found just alright, 11250. Means that 1/10 of tank G is actually 11250 cm3. If I want to find the full capacity or the volume of tank G, that would be what? 10 out of 10, right? Which is just times 10, which is 11250 cm3. And now the question told us that the base area is 5,000. Now I need to find the height. This is the volume. This is the base area. So I just need to do what? Divide. So 112,500, I divide by 5,000. This will give me the height, which is 22.5. And the answer will be in cm. Yes, and you are done for this question. Okay, simple and nothing tricky, but it's a very good question for us to revise something about volume and a bit of the fraction. Okay, so let's move on to our next question. Our next question will from Nanhua paper 2, question 14. Okay, this question here says that bowls are arranged neatly into 20 stacks of same height on the shelf in the restaurant. The number of bowls in each stack is the same, and the height of each stack of bowl is 21 cm. An example of how 8 bowls pile up to form one stack is shown. So basically, I have this stack, and this stack have 8 bowls here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, right. And I have 20 of this. Means I have 20 of this. Okay. So how many bowls were there on the shelf? Again, a stack have 8 bowls. One stack have 8 bowls. If I have 20 stacks, very simple, right? 8 times 20, which is 160 bowl. So 160 bowl. And the more interesting part is at the bottom here. Now, this part here says what? 3 bowls from each stack were removed to form another 12 new stack. The new height of each stack now is 15 cm tall. What was the height of each bowl? Let's try to write our working here. B. Now, again, here I have 8 minus 3 means that each stack, the new stack, should be actually have 5 on top, right? But let's try first the count first. 3 bowls from each stack were removed. So 3 times 20. Because I have 20 stacks, right? So it means that how many being removed? 60. And this 60 is to form another new 12. So 60 divided by 12 means 5. So which is true. Each stack now have 5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like this. Okay? And they tell us now this is actually 15 cm. So it means that here now is 15 cm. Okay, so let's try to look at this. This part, I have this long part. I know here is 21. I know here is 15. So if I use 21 minus 15, it will give me 6. Then what is the height of the 6? Then I think it's very easily to count, right? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means that this part up to here is 15 cm. So I mean that this tree actually is 6 cm. then can you tell me what is the height of this just one part? I just divide by 3, which is 2. Which means that all of these are 2. Means that here is 2, 2, 2, 2. So 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is what? 8. So here is 8 cm. Then what is the height of here? Basically 15 minus 8. 7 cm. Yes, and here is 7 cm. That's all. You are done for this question. So nothing tricky for this question, okay? It's just that you need to kind of know how to compare this and that. Okay? So let's continue with our next question. Our next question will be from Nanyang paper 2, question 14. Nanyang paper 2, question 14. Okay, our last question for the day. So let's look at this question. At first, Nadia had a total of 329 red paper clips and blue paper clips, while her brother have no paper clips. Okay, so now I have two persons. First, I have Nadia. Next, I have the brother. And each of them, see, kind of have like red and blue here. And of course, there's a total. And brother also have red, blue, total. But I think the question will make it clear that at first, brother have nothing, but Nadia have 329. Okay? And remember, they use the word red paper clips and blue paper clips. Means that I don't know what exactly is the red, what exactly is the blue, but the total is 329. Okay? Now, what happened next is after Nadia gave 40 red paper clips to who? To the brother. So it means that here, I don't know how many, but now I minus 40. I give it to the brother, so here I plus 40. And next part, and 25% of her blue paper clips. Okay, 25%. So 25% means 1 out of 4, right? Means that Nadia at first had 4 units, give out 1 unit to here to brother. So means now left with 3 units. Okay, so here I can plus 1 unit. And the ratio of the number of red paper clips to the number of blue paper clips she had left was 5 to 9. Means that here supposed to be 5 unit, here supposed to be 9 unit. Okay? But here still supposed to be 9, but here say right 3. Means that what? These two are supposed to be the same, but they are not the same. So we are supposed to make it the same by looking for LCM. So what's the LCM of 9 and 3? 9, right? So 3 must make it into 9. How? I times 3, no? And if I times 3 here, I times 3 here, I times 3 here. So now the unit here is supposed to be 12 unit. This is the real unit here. I minus here, 3 unit here. And here's supposed to be 9 unit. And here, as I know, is 5 unit. And don't forget, I also need to times 3 here. So this is 3 unit plus 3 unit. And this will be the latest unit that we are using now, not this anymore. And of course, if I have 5 unit here, I know what is before, right? After minus 40, I get 5. Means that I first have 5 unit plus 40. This is what I have at first. And now I can see very clearly 5 unit plus 40 plus 12 unit gives me what? 329. So 5 unit plus 40 plus 12 unit gives me 329. So 12 plus 15, so it's 17 unit. Plus 40, if I move there, become minus. So 329 minus 40 gives me 289. And 1 unit will be equal to 289 divided by 17, which is 17. Yes. Okay. And now the question asks what? How many blue paper clips did Nadia give to her brother? Means that this part, right? Which is this part. So 3 unit. So if 1 unit is 17, 3 unit will be equal to 17 times 3, 51. So here is 51. Yes, I'm done for this part. Okay. Let's look at B. B. After her brother used some red paper clips and some blue paper clips. Okay, so the brother now is using the paper clips. Let's try to find out first. Brother, blue, or red and blue. So let me just erase this. Red, blue. Red I know have 40, right? So 40. Blue, just now I found out is actually 51. Now the question here says what? The ratio of the number of red paper clips to blue paper clips left have become 6 to 11. Just now have 40 and 51. And he used some, so now becomes 6 to 11. And then now the question I asked, what was the least number of red paper clips that her brother could have used? Means I want to find the least number here. If I want to find the least number here, means that this number must be the multiples that as close as red. Okay? So I mean we can try 6 times 6 times 7, not possible. Because 6 times 7 will be 42, right? It's more than this already. Okay? Because you use use means it must be lesser. So probably times 6 it might be a good option. But if I times 6 here, 6 times 6 is what? 36. But I need to times 6 here also. But can this be 66 more than 51? No. So this 6 is not possible. How about times 5? If I times 5 here, it will be 55. I mean, this one no problem, it must be less than that. But 55 is still more than 51, so not possible. So what I can do is times 4. Because 11 times 4 is 44, it's less than 51, which is the only kind of the highest possible number here. Okay, so 6 times 4, 24. 11 times 4, 44. So again, I want the use be least, means that this I need to be as high as possible. But we need to consider this number also. Okay, so 40 and 24. So 40 become 24. So what's the least number that can be used? 16. Yes, and that's it for this question, and you are done. Okay. Yes, I think generally this is not a very difficult revision set of paper, but again, it is very good for us to try to revise, especially when we are dealing with a bit bar modeling and a bit of kind of before and after change kind of concept. Okay. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and thank you. See you. Bye bye.